Hey all, welcome to Homeschool. Hope everybody are doing good. And we are with the chapter Organic Chemistry, class 11. We started with IUPAC nomenclature where I have already completed 4 videos on nomenclature. You will have a video on naming saturated hydrocarbons with branches. Later in my next video, I have taught you nomenclature of unsaturated hydrocarbons. Later we discussed about nomenclature of organic compounds with functional group. And in my previous video, I taught everything about how to name alicyclic compounds. And now we will discuss about nomenclature of aromatic compounds. So we know what do we mean by aromatic compounds, isn't it? Benzene and benzene-like compounds are called aromatic compounds. Why we call them as aromatic is because, they have a special smell. They have a peculiar smell. So we call them aromatic compounds. And there are many conditions that they have to satisfy to be called as aromatic compounds. And all those conditions we will study in our next chapter. Fine. Now we will concentrate only about naming of benzene related compounds. Clear? Fine. And the moment I say benzene, then quickly you will write the structure this, right? So its formula is C6H6. So this is called as benzene. Common name is benzene. IUPAC name is also benzene. And now we will study some of mono-substituted benzene. Okay, mono-substituted benzene. That means if any one of the hydrogen is replaced by any group, then how to name it? You know what? Here there are like 6 carbons and in each and every carbon you have hydrogen, isn't it? Fine. So now if any one of the hydrogen is substituted by other groups, it can be a substituent group, it can be a functional group, right? So if you have some other groups instead of any one of the hydrogen, then they are called as mono-substituted benzene compounds. So let us first study how to give names for those compounds. The very important compound that we come across in our study is this. Here one of the hydrogen at this carbon is substituted by methyl group. So how do you name this particular compound? Benzene is the code name. Benzene should be as word root. Okay, and this is like a branch. And this is actually a substituent group. And its name should be there as prefix. You have to write its name as prefix. So what can be its name? Its name is 1-methyl. So wherever this group is there, that particular carbon gets number 1 position. Remember this. So this compound can be named as 1-methyl benzene. Right? Okay. And now this compound has some common name. We call this compound as toluene. Or some pronounce it as toluene. So anything is fine. So this is toluene. And toluene is the widely accepted IUPAC name. Okay, so you can call it as 1-methyl benzene or you can call it as toluene also. So toluene is like common name as well as it was accepted as IUPAC name. Okay, so this is our toluene. First important, mono-substituted benzene. Mono-substituted. That means if single substituent group is there, then mono-substituted benzene we say. Okay, fine. And now coming back to another example for mono-substituted benzene. Observe here. This is also very important compound. So I will have NH2. So here NH2 is like branch which is present at first carbon and its name is amino. You will write its name as amino as prefix. Okay. So you will indicate its name amino in the form of prefix. So we write it as 1-aminobenzene. 1-aminobenzene. And it has a common name, widely accepted name, that is aniline. So very, very important to remember these common names. Actually, aniline is widely accepted IUPAC name for this particular compound. Okay, fine. And the next compound, very, very important, is this one. And now this is like a functional group. OH is a functional group, alcoholic group, isn't it? And it is present at this carbon, and this carbon gets number 1 position. And now whenever a functional group is there, and its name you will mention as suffix, right? So how do you name this? Benzene, benzene 1-all, or we can also call it as benzenol. And it has got a common name. We call this compound with the name phenol. Okay, so very, very important. Actually, phenol is widely accepted IUPAC name also. So phenol, very, very important compound. So the next compound, monosubstituted benzene itself. You see this, right? So what may be its name? Benzene 1-oic acid. You can call it as benzene 1-oic acid. Or this is also called with the name benzoic acid. Benzoic acid. Okay. Or you can also call this as benzene carboxylic acid. Okay, so that is a new way of naming this particular compound. It is benzene carboxylic acid. That way also you can call. Fine. So the next compound, very, very important, is OCH3. Okay, and this OCH3 is different, CH3 is different. Okay, and even this is considered as a substituent group, and its name is written as prefix. Clear? And its name is methoxy. So this methoxy group is present at this carbon, so that carbon gets number 1 position. So I can call this as 1-methoxybenzene. So this is methoxybenzene. And commonly this is called with the name anisole. This is called with the name anisole. Clear? So all these are very, very important compounds. And let me give you some other compounds. See here, chlorine is there. So how do you name it as? Chlorobenzene. 1-chlorobenzene. So this is 1-chlorobenzene. And similarly, this is also very famous compound, NO2. So nitro group is like a substituent group. Its name is written as a prefix. So you can call this compound as 1-nitrobenzene. Right? So this is how monosubstituted benzenes can be named. So if you have a single substituent group or single functional group, if it is a functional group like COOH, OH, their names will come as suffix. If it is like substituent groups like CH3, OCH3, NO2, Cl, their names will come in the form of prefix, right? Fine. So now we will go for naming disubstituted benzene. I mean, if you have 2 such groups in a benzene, if another hydrogen also replaced by another group, right? So if you have 2 substituent groups on this benzene ring, then we call it as disubstituted benzene. So let us discuss the naming of such compounds. First you observe this compound. You see this. There is one methyl group and another methyl group at this position. So 2 methyl groups are present on benzene ring. So how you can name this? Consider this carbon as number 1, or you can consider this as number 1. Okay, if you consider this carbon as number 1, and this must be 2. Okay, so the next numbering should be on a carbon atom which has got next substituent group. Okay, so you cannot go in numbering this way. You should go numbering this way, right? So if you number this as carbon 2, it is waste. I mean, this gets number 6. You must actually follow the lowest locant rule here also. Okay, so number 1, number 2, 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. And now both are substituent group. Okay, I mean, you have to mention their name in the form of prefix. So what I can write here, 1, 2 dimethyl benzene. 1, 2 dimethyl benzene. Okay, so this is the name. And there is one more way of naming this. And if you consider this is nothing but toluene, which I told you in the previous case, right? So toluene can be an accepted IUPAC name, right? So how I can mention its name? I can write it as 2-methyl toluene. So this is another way of naming this compound. Clear? And these things can be called as, with a common name, orthoxylene. This is also called with the common name orthoxylene. So O means ortho here. So remember, 1-2 relative position. 1-2 relative position is called as ortho. Okay, so with respect to this, another group is in second position. Or if you consider this as carbon 1, with respect to this group is there in second position. So 1-2 relative position can be called as ortho position. So they are in ortho. I can say this is in ortho position with respect to this methyl group. Okay, so that is why it is called as orthoxylene. So observe this. Observe this example. CH3 in this position. So what is its name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is actually 1, 3 dimethyl benzene. Right? Or I can also call it as 3-methyl toluene. And it has got a common name, metaxylene. Metaxylene, small m in the sense meta. Okay, so 1-3 relative position is called with the term meta. Meta. Okay, so ortho is indicated as small o, meta is indicated as small m. Okay, so if the groups with respect to this CH3, this guy is there in third position. So 1-3 relative position is called meta position. Okay, and you observe another example here. You see, CH3, another CH3 I will write here. Okay, so what is the IUPAC name here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a way of numbering. So 1, 4 dimethyl benzene. And this has got a common name, paraxylene. This is also called as paraxylene. Okay, small p. Small p in the sense para. So when do you call para? When you have a groups at 1-4 relative position. Okay, so 1-4 relative position is para. Clear? So always try to remember, this position and this position. So with respect to this, if you number this way, this becomes 2. If you number this way by any chance, this position is second position. So these two positions are actually ortho positions. Okay, and 1-3 position, if you number this way, this becomes 3. If you number this way by any chance, this becomes 3. So 1-3 relative position is always meta and 1-4 relative position is always para. Okay, so ortho, meta and para is trivial system of naming. That means they are included as common name. Okay, you cannot use ortho, meta and para for IUPAC names. For IUPAC names, you have to mention like 1, 4, number you should mention and then give a name. Okay, so you are not supposed to call it as ortho, meta and para. Okay, so orthoxylene, metaxylene and paraxylene is common names. So it is very important to remember common names also. Clear? Fine. And now let us go for a few more examples. You see this OH, BR. So what is the IUPAC name here? Definitely this is a functional group and this is a substituent group, isn't it? So functional group should be given more preference. So carbon having a functional group will get number 1 position. So this will get number 2 position. And its name we will write as prefix and its name we will include in suffix. Right? So this is our functional group and its name is written as suffix. And this is our substituent group. Its name is written in prefix. So what is the name here? 2-bromo. 2-bromo benzene 1-all. Okay, or we can also write this as 2-bromo. And if you remove this, if you close this, this is what? Phenol, right? We discussed phenol. So 2-bromo phenol. You can call this compound as 2-bromo phenol also. Okay, fine. Now let us go for one more example. OH, COOH. So this is the compound you have. So how do you name this? Both are functional group. OH is functional group. COOH is also functional group. So when two functional groups are there, you have to give priority to one functional group. So according to priority rule that we studied during naming of organic compound having functional groups. According to priority rule, who will get more priority? Definitely COOH will get more priority. So the functional group which has got more priority is attached to this carbon. So that carbon will get number 1 position. Okay, so always give number 1 position for the more prioritized group. Okay, and least priority is this group. So how do you number it? You can't go this way. If you go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you will get. If you number this way, 1, 2, 3. Lowest to locant you have to follow. So 3 is minimum, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the way of numbering. Okay, and now this group is written as prefix. So the group which you have given less priority will be written as prefix, and the group to which you have given more priority is to be written as suffix. These rules we have already studied, right? Okay, so now what is its name? It is actually 3-hydroxy benzene 1-oic acid. 3-hydroxy benzene 1-oic acid. Or you can also write this as 3-hydroxy benzoic acid. And if you close this, what is this? This is like benzoic acid. So 3-hydroxy benzoic acid. That can also be correct. Okay. So this is how you will name di-substituted benzene. Okay, fine. And now we will see the nomenclature of benzene which is having a long side chain, alkane side chain with functional group. That is also very, very important. See these examples that I have written on a board, guys. You see side chain. Okay, some alkane side chain as a functional group and bigger side chains. All these are very, very big side chains, right? So when you have this long side chain, if the side chain has a double bond or if the side chain has functional groups, something like this, then benzene ring must be considered as substituent group. Okay, so you're not supposed to write benzene as word root. You have to take the benzene ring and write its name in the form of prefix. Okay, so this becomes your main chain. To this main chain, benzene is just like a branch. It is just like a substituent group. Okay, so this is one of the very important rule. So what is the rule? If side chain is long, or if it has functional group or double or triple bonds, what? Side chain, if has double bond, triple bond or functional group, okay, then it is parent chain. It is in the sense side chain is parent chain. Ring, that is benzene ring, must be considered as substituent group. Okay, and its name, the benzene name, should come in the form of prefix. Right? Hope you can understand the point what I'm telling you. This is really very important. See how I name this. So this is my parent chain. Functional group containing carbon should have number 1 position, right? And the next carbon, this is number 2. So this is like a branch. This is like a branch. And you are mentioning this branch name, this benzene name in the form of prefix. So when you write benzene as a prefix, you have to use the word phenyl. We don't use the word benzyl. We have to use the word phenyl. So how do I name this? It is actually 2-phenyl. This much is the prefix. Now word root. See, the main chain has 2 carbons. So word root is eth. And between carbons single bond. So N hyphen 1-oic acid. Okay. So it is 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. Right. So hope you are clear how you have to name such compound. Coming to this compound, you see it's a long side chain. It has got double bond. It has got functional group. So this is your parent chain and this is going to be the substituent group. Okay. So how do you number this? How do you number? So functional group containing carbon should have more preference. So that carbon gets number 1 position. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. So here what is the name? 4-phenyl over branch name we have finished in prefix. Now word root. Parent chain has got 4 carbons. So bute, all single, bute, and you have a double bond. You don't have all single bonds, right? You have a double bond at which carbon? Second carbon. So hyphen 2 in 1 all. Okay, so 4-phenyl bute 2 in 1 all is the IUPAC name of this compound. Right? Fine. Coming to this compound, you don't have any functional group, but you see it's a long chain with 2 branches. So even then you have to consider this as your parent chain and this is going to be a substituent group. Okay, fine. So now you have a substituent group as benzene. Another substituent group is bromine. The third substituent group is also bromine. So from which carbon onwards you will number? So this is your first carbon. Okay, so you are giving more preference to benzene substituent group. So this is your first carbon, or you must actually follow the lowest to locate. Lowest to locate, if you follow, numbering must go from left to right in this case, right? So this is number 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this carbon is 6. Okay, so now all these guys are prefix writing group. I mean, you have to mention their name in prefix. There is no functional group to write as a suffix, right? So bromo, its name is bromo, and this is phenyl. So alphabetically, who will come first? Bromine will come first. So you have to mention bromine first. 2 bromines are there at second carbon and third carbon. So it is 2,3 dibromo, right? 1 phenyl, and then how many carbons in a chain? 6 carbons. So hex and all single bonds, ane, hexane. 2,3-dibromo 1-phenyl hexane is the name. Okay, so this is how you have to name aromatic compounds which had got a side chain. Okay, so if the side chain is having a functional group, or if it has unsaturation, or if it is some branched hydrocarbon chain, then that is your parent chain, and benzene is considered as branch or substituent group. So that way you have to name. Is that clear? So hope the concept has become very much clear. Now we will work with few more examples. See guys, these are few more examples. We will try to name them. If you look at the first compound, I have 3 substituent groups on a benzene ring, right? So here the big question mark is for which carbon you will give number 1 position. All the 3 are substituent groups. So for which one you give more preference? So in that case, go according to alphabetical order. Okay. So its name is fluoro. This is nitro. This is methyl. So fluoro comes first, isn't it? So give number 1 position for this particular carbon. So now lowest to low control you follow. So how do you give number? If you can't go from this side 1, 2, 3. So if you go from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the lowest locant you will get? You see 1 plus what is the locant here? 1 plus 4 plus 6. At 4th carbon this group, 6th carbon this group, right? So it is 11. If you add these numbers you will get 11. But if I follow the other way of numbering, say if I give number 2 position for for this carbon 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the locant you will get? 1 plus 2 plus 4, right? You will get 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. So lowest locant is this way of numbering, right? So we will follow this way of numbering. So now numbering is given. Now you just have to write its name. So all the 3 names you have to mention as a prefix. So how do you mention? Go according to alphabetical order. So it is 1 fluoro, then comes methyl, right? So that is 4 methyl, 2 nitro, benzene. Okay, so 1 fluoro, 4 methyl, 2 nitro, benzene is the name of this compound, right? So this is how you have to name if 3 substituent groups are there. And among the three, if you have any functional group, look at this compound. Here also 3 substituent groups are there. But among the 3, one is a functional group, that is OH. Then more preference is always for the functional group. So here this OH containing carbon will get number 1 position. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5 and 6. Okay. So now what is its name? Here its name you will mention as suffix because it's a functional group. Now this is branch, substituent group. This is ethyl, right? CH2, CH3, ethyl, and this is fluoro. So alphabetically which comes first? E comes first, right? So how do you name this? 2 ethyl, then 4 fluoro, benzene, 1 all. Okay, so this is how we will name. Clear? Fine. And now coming back to this compound, right? So here this is methoxy group and this is ethyl group. So methoxy is more preferable. Okay, you know that if I close this is like anisole. We know its name anisole. That is a worldwide accepted IUPAC name. Okay, so this is actually anisole. So this carbon gets 1, this is 2, this is 3. I can name this as 3-ethyl anisole. Okay, so I can use the core basic name, right? Anisole. So you must be familiar with phenol, anisole, aniline. So all these compounds are very, very important. Okay, fine. Coming to this compound, you have amine group and you have nitro group. Okay, so here, according to priority rule, more priority is given for amine group. So amine group having carbon will get number 1 position. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5 and this is 6. And this group's name you can write it as a suffix, and its name you will always write it as a prefix. Okay, so I can write its name as 4-nitro, okay, benzene 1-amine, okay, or I can write its name as 4-nitro aniline. You know, if I close this, what is this basic compound? It is aniline. So 4-nitro aniline. This is another way of writing a name. Fine. And coming to the last example, this is a homework question for you. You have a side chain. Side chain has a functional group. Then definitely you must consider this side chain as your parent chain. The name of benzene, you have to write it as a prefix. So when you have to write its name as a prefix, you must use the word phenyl. So I thought naming of such compounds, right? So write its name and post your answer in the comment box. So with this, I have completed nomenclature of organic compounds. So all types of organic compounds I have covered. So take the best use of it. And for your study of organic concepts, nomenclature is very, very important. Practice more and more examples. The more you practice, more friendly your organic chemistry will become for you. Okay, and more perfect you will become in a concept. So only thing that you must do in studying organic chemistry is practice, practice, practice. Okay, so lots of revisions are required here. So that's all about IUPAC nomenclature. So in my coming videos, I will come up with electronic effects. So take care, keep revising, and do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in a easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you so much.